A little bit later, 2 p.m. decision, 30 minutes after that. That news conference just got a little bit more interesting, didn't it?
Certainly there are questions about financial stability, but this meeting is going to be more about what the Fed doesn't do and Jay Powell doesn't say. They've got monetary policy just about where they want it right now, and they want to avoid any missteps. You look at what just came out from the Chicago Fed. They released their weekly financial conditions index, and financial conditions are getting looser, even though the yield curve is rising. The yield curve moving up on thoughts that we're going to get more growth and perhaps more inflation this year, and that would be good news for the overall economy, but it isn't affecting market perceptions at the moment. One interesting question will be for Jay Powell, how do they formulate an exit strategy? Remember, he said that the Fed would be telling the markets well in advance that it might think of tapering, but we had Bill Dudley say they're going to get a taper tantrum anyway. So what does he say? Here's what they don't want. When Ben Bernanke announced that they would be perhaps thinking about tapering back in 2013, we saw the market rates go up, and then the autos and housing sort of took a powder. And so that's something that Jay Powell really wants to avoid. Now, we do have a couple of people on the tape this morning, Ray Dalio and Larry Fink, saying we should get more inflation this year. That'll be an interesting story to watch because we had a base effect in March and April of last year where inflation just dropped off the table because of the pandemic. And so when those fall out of the data, we're going to get some more inflation. Will the Fed look past that? That's the question. I guess Ray and Larry taking a position on that. We'll see if Jay Powell will even bite on that question.
Mike, that's not going to dominate this conversation. That chart, come on, let me put up this chart. Never mind GameStop. AMC up by almost 300% in early trading. Mike, how does the chairman respond to a question about AMC up 300%, a company that some people would say does not exist without the Fed's assistance?
Well, I guarantee you he's not going to talk about any individual company, but he's probably going to say the Fed is monitoring the markets, and they're not really good judges of froth, but they are taking a good look at whether there are financial stability questions. I was thinking about what Emily said. You get that $1.9 trillion from the federal government, you can buy some GameStop.
You could. You could buy some AMC, apparently.